For the last 30 days, I've been learning Mandarin Chinese using nothing but Duolingo. Now I'm going to find out if I became fluent by first taking an online placement test and then trying it out in the real world by ordering from a Chinese restaurant completely in Mandarin. But first, gotta go back to day one. It is officially day one. I've done 0 Duolingo lessons so far, and I also know 0 words in Chinese, with the exception of ni hao. Shout out to my girl Kailan for that one.
Say ni hao.
But seriously, I don't know anything in Chinese, but I'm really hoping to complete the entire course in these 30 days. The only problem is I don't really know how long it is. I tried to look it up online, but I couldn't really get a straight answer. So hopefully once I sign up and take the placement exam, I'll actually be able to see how many units I have to complete and if this challenge is even possible. And who knows, maybe I subconsciously know a bunch of Chinese from watching Ni Hao Kailan as a kid. Let's get started.
咖啡
Wait, why is this kind of easy? Wait, I'm kind of crushing this first unit. They must have just picked like the only Chinese words that sound the same as English words. Let's go! Oh wait, there's seemingly only 3 sections, and section 1 only has 10 units, so completing this entire course low-key might be easier than I really thought it was. I was comparing it to Spanish, which has like 10 units and a bazillion lessons in every single unit. But also, the Chinese course only claims to get you to maybe an A2 level, whereas the Spanish one, again, for example, claims like a B2 level. So that doesn't give me a ton of optimism about how fluent I'm going to get. But only time will tell. I'm going to get to work, do at least like an hour's worth of Duolingoing, and let you guys know how it goes. Alright, just finished the first unit. Let's freaking go. That one unit took me like an hour and a half to complete. And let me remind you, there's 10 units in the first section and 3 sections in the Chinese course. They're going to take a minimum of like an hour and a half to 2 hours every day to complete. And for all I know, sections 2 and 3 have twice or thrice as many units as section 1. I'm getting a little bit concerned about whether or not I'm going to complete this challenge. Definitely going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. This might seem kind of obvious in retrospect, but oh my gosh. Chinese is way harder than Spanish. I've never tried learning another language with a different alphabet than English, but Shauma, how do you do it? Guys, I have to be honest, this is not going as well as I'd hoped so far. It's already day 10 and I haven't even finished the first section. I've just been so busy with work and honestly not super motivated to spend an hour doing Duolingo every single day. At this rate, I'm not going to finish even if there are only 10 units per section, and I'm guessing there's probably more than that, so definitely need to pick up the pace if I want any hope of finishing this challenge. Each unit has a ton of these character lessons, but to be honest, I'm not convinced I could write even a single one off the top of my head. I don't know if that's Duolingo's fault or just my brain erasing them from my memory after every unit, but I'm not really learning them. They're just so complicated, and to be honest, it's not really my main priority anyway. I'm more focused on listening and speaking.
我们一起练习西班牙语吧。
我们历史练习或是练习啦啦吧。Oh my gosh, there's 46 units in section 2. I'm never gonna finish at the rate that I'm going right now. I'm gonna have to like triple my speed if I want any hope of finishing the whole course. I cannot believe it. 46? So today is day 20 of the challenge, which means I'm officially 2/3 of the way done, at least in terms of days completed. In terms of the actual Chinese tree, I'm definitely not 2/3 of the way done. I'm not even halfway done. It's just been taking me a super long time to complete all these lessons. Each one is taking me like 7 to 8 minutes, as opposed to when I first started, I was banging them out every 2 minutes. They're just getting harder and harder, and I think it doesn't help that I skipped a lot of units. Whenever you get a lot of answers right in a row, it gives you the option to just skip ahead onto the next one. And I always say yes because I'm trying to complete this course, but I probably didn't really deserve to skip most of these units. I don't really know the material that well.
Hey, it's me. Did you forget about me? I'm here too. Anyway, sorry to interrupt your time watching Nathan learn Chinese. I know it's really entertaining and super fun and you love it so much, but we're here to let you know that we have a big life change coming up and we're going to tell you all about it in a video coming up. But we also wanted to do in that video a Q&A because we realized maybe you don't know that much about us. Let us know in the comments and we will answer your questions in the next video.
That's right. You can ask us about languages, about Christianity, just general life. Any questions that you want, we'll probably maybe answer them in the video.
Most likely.
And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. It's going to be sweet. Good. But, you know what? It's been 20 days. Let me show y'all a little bit of what I've been learning. Let's go. 你好，我是米饭。你不喜欢中国人水饭馆长青。That's pretty much the extent to what I'm able to say off the dome. Yeah, I feel like I'm not really learning that much Chinese for doing this for 20 days. I think a big part of it is definitely just that Chinese is way harder to learn in a short amount of time, but I'm also kind of starting to doubt Duolingo's ability to teach Asian languages. But you know what? We've got 10 more days. Maybe Duolingo can prove me wrong. We will just have to find out. Let's go. I also have no idea if I'm pronouncing any of these words right. Probably means I'm completely butchering them. That's another gripe that I have with Duolingo is the speaking sections that it does have. For one, it pretty much just accepts anything I say. And two, if I do get it wrong, it doesn't really correct me or tell me how to improve. It just says I'm wrong. So not super helpful there. So no need to roast me in the comments, all right? I know my pronunciation is dookie. I'm working on it. Hey. Today's day 24, and I can definitely understand more than I can speak, so I thought of a fun little way to test my comprehension skills. I'm going to attempt to watch an episode of Bluey in Mandarin and see if I can understand any of it. I feel like this would be a good measure of if I've learned anything valuable. I mean, this show's literally meant for toddlers, so surely I'll be able to understand at least some of it, right?
给我唱首歌。好的，没问题。周真不语。
Whoa, dang, they're talking way too fast. I'm gonna try to put it in 0.75 speed, and hopefully that'll help me a little bit. Okay, did I understand that? No, but there were a few words I picked out. Baba means dad, Ren means people, Boo means no, so pretty impressive if you ask me. Yeah, that was kind of a fail, so definitely need to get back to the Duolingo grind, and maybe I can reach a toddler's level by the end of these 30 days. Alright friends, I'm officially getting a little concerned about this challenge. Because I'm going through these units so fast, skipping lessons whenever I'm given the opportunity, in hopes of finishing the entire course, it seems to have come at the cost of actually learning the material. I think my brain just cannot learn that many new things at a time. And in Duolingo's defense, I don't think it was meant to be speedrun like this. And the reason why this is such a big concern to me, if you remember, is at the end of this challenge, I still have to go to a Chinese restaurant and order in Mandarin. I would love to not get completely humiliated doing so I came up with a plan for the last few days of the challenge. I'm going to skip all the way to the end of the course, so I technically am still completing the entire course, but then I'm going to go back and just focus and take my time on the most important lessons. Stuff that is going to hopefully keep me from making a fool out of myself in front of these poor Chinese restaurant workers in a few days. So I'm going to get to work on that right now, and we'll see how it goes. Guys, I have officially completed the Duolingo Chinese course. Let's go! Even with skipping units, that took literal hours to complete. I'm so glad to finally be finished. And now for the last couple days, I can actually focus on things that will be helpful in ordering food in Mandarin and trying to pass the A2 level Chinese test. Final stretch, baby. Let's do this. Also, I just want to point out that Duolingo didn't give me any reward for finishing the Chinese tree. No trophy, no fun end screen saying congrats, nothing. I mean, what was even the point? Alright, y'all, it's officially day 30, which means it's finally time to see how much I've learned over the past month. First up, I'm going to do an A2 level test online to see how I do. Before that, I just want to give some quick thoughts about my experience with Duolingo over the past 30 days. Like I've said before, I'm not a Duolingo hater, at least as far as its ability to teach a language goes. If you like using Duolingo, I say by all means, do it. I even used it myself a little bit when I was learning Spanish. Do I think you can go from 0 to fluent using nothing but Duolingo? No, but especially if it's Duolingo or nothing, do that Duolingo, baby. But I will say, I think Duolingo's better suited for easier languages. At least for me, I didn't think that it did a great job teaching me the characters, and I was desperate for a grammar lesson. So I wouldn't really recommend using it to learn Mandarin. And I don't even feel bad saying that because Duolingo itself doesn't even claim to get you past like a beginner level. But that being said, we're going to put that to the test right now. I mean, I might as well just be guessing. I'm just kind of looking for what looks familiar and guessing that. There's only been like 1 or 2 that I am somewhat confident that I got right, and even then, could definitely be wrong. Wait, guys, I actually did like pretty good. 17 out of 40 answers correctly. Your level is approximately intermediate. A2 to B1. What? I have no idea how I did that well. Okay. There's no way I'm actually at a B1 level. I'm going to try a different test just to get a second opinion on that one. Yeah, that makes more sense. Well, hey, I got way more answers right than I would have before doing 30 days of Duolingo. Overall, I am stoked with those results. But, like I said before, Duolingo definitely did a lot better job teaching me how to read than to speak. So the real test will be this next one, where I have to actually speak in Mandarin to a Chinese person. I'm nervous about that one. I think it's gonna be so embarrassing. Let's go get some Chinese food.
Okay.
Guys, I'm getting nervous. I do not speak enough Mandarin to be actually talking to someone. Do you speak Mandarin? No. Okay. I was hoping to practice one day. I tried like 3 different places, but wasn't able to strike up a single conversation in Mandarin. The best I could do was a quick xie. I don't know if they really didn't speak any Mandarin or were just trying to get rid of me, but honestly, I'm pretty relieved because I absolutely would not have understood a single thing that they said. I can confidently say that after 30 days of doing Duolingo, I learned a few words, but not enough to order a meal or even have a conversation, and I am definitely not fluent. But at least at the end of the day, we got to enjoy some delicious, burning hot sesame chicken together.